Okay, we're back again for another video here. What we're going to do is go in and let Barney go into Market Manager and actually buy a heifer and show a little bit about how to manage a heifer and some of the things that you can do in Market Manager. And the reason that we're going to do Market Manager will become obvious here in a few minutes. So we're going to click on Finances. And we're going to click on Market Manager, the cow down at the bottom there. And in Market Manager, it's got a place where you can actually buy a new animal. So we're going to buy a new animal. And actually, you can buy as many. When I was practicing doing this and when I took the course this summer, we did rabbits. And we bought like 10 rabbits. And it will divide it out. If you paid $50 for the first rabbit and $20 a piece for the rest of the rabbits, it's going to average out that price and tell you what the average price you paid per head for the rabbits was. So we're just going to buy one today. So we're going to buy this one from Andy Taylor. Old Barnes, he's trying to get in the cow business, and he knows Andy and Opie have been in it for a while. So Andy's going to be, and you got to have your vendor payee up there. It's got to happen. So this is going to be marked inventory for resale. The reason it's doing that, it doesn't matter one bit if you're not ever going to sell that heifer. You say, well, I bought this heifer. She's going to live her whole life right here on this farm. Inventory for resale, the way we can do it, will let you increase the value of that heifer before you transfer it to capital into your cow herd. So what we're going to do, we're going to say the dollar value on this heifer was $1,800. For one head. And you can put how many pounds it is if you want to over there, but for our purposes, because if we were buying stock or calves or something like that, it'd be a different story. But for our purposes right here, we're going to hit save and return and say that's what we're going to do. Now we've got to the point here where we can actually do some management practices in here. So up at the top, you can see this is our beef cattle herd is our SAE. You can review your feed entries. Right, if you click on that, you can see where we bought feed, and it's going to say we paid $200 for feed. So that's already in there, and all this is going to flow over into the proficiency application or your American degree application, or your state degree application. Go back to you can return to manager. And we're going to actually, now we're going to do a new cash expense. Let's click on that, and we'll say the new cash expense is going to be from Andy Taylor again. And now we're going to choose the experience. It's going to be our beef cattle herd. Now we're going to choose the type of expense. Now, as we've gone through here, we've noticed that Barney does not have a place to keep his animals. He's got to rent pasture from Andy. So we're going to go down there and rent down toward the bottom of that and get rent. And we're going to say that he's going to pay $200 for rent. And that's going to rent pasture space. And we're going to hit save and return. All right, what if Barney said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help you in exchange for some of the things that I'm going to need for this heifer, because I just have got started in the cow business, don't know much about it. So we're going to do a non-cash entry. And on that non-cash entry, you can do an SAE labor exchange, a non-SAE labor exchange, a transfer or barter, which we're not going to do, or we're going to receive a gift. Now, a lot of these students that you work with are going to have that as a gift. And that's fine, no problem with that. There's no, I mean, if that's what it is, please show it as a gift. It's going to look just like you bought it because it's going to do the value. But what we're going to do, we're going to do an SAE labor exchange. A non-SAE labor exchange meant that you did something in another SAE that was not related to this, but you got some money or some something that you actually put in this SAE. So we're going to do an SAE labor exchange. And in that SAE labor exchange, it's got the date. We can use that same date. That's not, we're going to have to figure out what the value of this labor exchange was. Let's say that we worked for Andy for 10 hours, and he said, well, that'd be worth $100 to me if you did that. So we're going to say that value is $100. Now, you have got to show expense for an entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter whether it's non-cash or cash, you've got to show an expense. Without that, you do not have an entrepreneurship SAE. You can't say, well, my daddy gave it to me. Well, that doesn't work. That's not the way it is. My daddy buys all the hay. My daddy buys all the feed. That doesn't matter. You still got to show expense for your SAE. And we're going to say this was for, let's say it was for supplies. About the third one down there. Just say it was supplies. You got a show halter and some things that he's going to let you use in exchange for working for him. So you'll just hit click right there. And now you're going to be able to show a skill that you've learned during this time. And all you got to do is go down. It's got your project name, which is beef cattle. It's got the date. Now you're going to show what skill that you learned. And you can go to animal system. You can go to any skill that you want to on here. It doesn't matter which one you use, but we're going to say that the one that you actually used was utilize industry tools to make animal nutrition decisions. This on the second row down there, the last one on the right. Third row, last one on the right. Hit add, and of course you can add as many as you want to, but you just have to add one for this part. So we're going to hit save and return. And how many hours did you spend doing this? Well, now, let's say you spent 1 or 2 hours. It doesn't matter. We'll put 2. Now, this is not going to show up anywhere on these hours are not going to show up anywhere on any application that you're going to turn in, but that's just for your knowledge. Now, you can say what you did to develop this activity. Again, it's not going to show up anywhere. It's just going to be for your information. When you go down and you can select a picture that will show up somewhere. And you can just hit select and it'll carry you to your portfolio. When you're doing your portfolio, remember, like we talked about the other day, please add your name. You can just put beef cattle on there and it'll link it to it so that you've got something, so it's easier to find. If you've got kids that have made 200 pictures, you're going to have to go through a lot of pictures to find what you want to find. But you can add a picture right there real easy. That one added real fast. Now, what supervision did you have down there? That's if your agri-science teacher supervised it, you can put that on there, and that's fine. You don't have to, that's not a required. Then it's got where it saved your photos down there. Now just hit save, and it's got that in there. Now let's do an expense. New animal. Let's do a cash expense or non-cash. It doesn't matter. Okay. Same exact thing. You do it the same way. Let's cancel that one and go into a little bit different mode there. Let's do you can review your feed entries. Okay, let's do a new herd entry and show you what that looks like. Or new down second row there, down new under current status. Because this animal is now in your current inventory. So this is what you're putting in there. The numeric value in the unit, what a memo that you can click down and it's got a pull down bar on there. I don't know if there's anything on that one or not because you don't have anything else in there. Numeric value in units, your your management operation. Go ahead and choose your management operation there. And so what? This is what you're doing. Let's go. Let's do a vet visit. This is for your whole herd, but you've only got one cow in there right now, so that, essentially it's for one cow. This is a way to keep up with your different, you can enter your animals individually also if you wanted to, but we've only got one in there, so there's no, let's say you bought 10 that day, you could do each one of them individually, what you did if you pregnancy checked some of them and you didn't others and that kind of thing. So this is really a handy thing for the kids to use, and it pretty much lets you manage your herd. So let's wind this one up right here so we don't get in too much detail too soon. We'll wind this up and go on to the next section.